We're focusing on one of the more interesting races in the Hidalgo County ballot because of what happened this year. A lot of people talking about who's running for sheriff. We want a new sheriff in town. One of those individuals running for sheriff in Hidalgo County, Vince Ousley. He's a libertarian, and Vince joins us on the morning news. Vince, welcome to the show. So why you want to run for sheriff? Why you want all that trouble, dude?
Thanks, Eddie. People ask me, I've been asked several times in different interviews, why it is that I decided to run for the office in the first place. And I related to them like this. I tell them the story of David and Goliath, but not the story the way we're used to hearing it. We all know that David killed the giant, but the rest of the story is why David had to fight the giant in the first place. And the reason he had to do that is because none of the hardened warriors that were standing around in the battlefield were willing to do it. They were all too afraid or had another reason not to do it. So David stood up and said, I'm not going to let the Philistine talk badly about my God. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to fight.
All right. Well,
basically, that's how I came to the decision to run.
You're young, you're strong, you got a beautiful family. But, dude, David and Goliath were playing with stones and sticks with arrowheads and swords. Dude, you're going into a department that is so troubled, and how sad it had all these links to cartel activity. You make the wrong people mad over there. There's trouble for you. So, I mean, they play for keeps. So you know what I mean, Vince? They play for keeps.
Absolutely. I've been in law enforcement down here in the Rio Grande Valley for a little less than 10 years, and I've always conducted myself in the same way I would as sheriff, and I've never been overly afraid of anything like that happening.
Yeah.
My wife doesn't like it, but I'm of the opinion that if it's my time, it's my time. So I'm not going to walk on eggshells for anybody.
Okay, man. Tell me what you're going to do if you were to become sheriff. What would you do to rip the guts out of that thing and make it anew?
Of course, new administration. That'd be the first thing. I'd implement a citizen review board, which will basically allow the community to have a window to look into the sheriff's department. I conduct a third-party audit of all operations in the sheriff's department. So a third-party outside agency or company would come in, do a financial audit, do an equipment audit, do a management audit, and make recommendations based on what they see. I would attempt to restore some of the relationships we have with some of the other agencies, meet with the department heads across the valley, and rebuild those relationships. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there's so much that needs to be done and needs to be done quick.
And you're right, quick, because this position, I understand, would be a 2-year position, and then you have to run again after that. Yeah, exactly. So you'd almost be in campaign mode from the beginning and trying to hit the pinata as hard as you can to see how much candy you can get out of it. Yeah. Joining us on 710 KURV, he's the libertarian. He's running for sheriff in Hidalgo County. Vince Ousley.
Yeah, Vince, Tim Sullivan here, and I guess as a member of the Libertarian Party, how do you run a sheriff's office that requires so much involvement by the government? You deal with both federal and state monies, federal and state government oversight. That's all a part of the sheriff's department.
Sure. When I try to describe myself and my political views, I consider myself a conservative libertarian. There's libertarians run the gamut, same as Republicans or Democrats. We have far left, far right. I believe that, we need to have the smallest amount of government possible while still maintaining law and order. I don't have any problem with working with federal agencies. I don't have any problem with seeking grant monies and those types of things in order to benefit the sheriff's department. So I don't see myself as being a libertarian-minded American as being a detriment to the position of sheriff.
What is your law enforcement background? What are you doing now?
Right now, I'm a state police officer. I'm an agent with the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission. I've been with them since February of 2013.
And before that?
I started law enforcement back in 2004 with the Harlingen Police Department. I've worked for the Palmview Police Department, the Palmhurst Police Department, the Hawaii ISD Police Department. And, of course, right now I'm an agent.
All right, Vince, we got a few seconds left in the interview. I'm going to give you a chance to trash talk anybody who's running against you because it's a 4-man race. You want to trash talk? Yeah?
No, I try to stay away from trash talk. And the only thing I'd say is I encourage everybody to go ahead and find out everything they can about each candidate and make an informed decision. I have a hard time sometimes asking for votes, and what I'd rather do is just ask people to make an informed decision. And I have every confidence that if the research is done on every candidate, that the vote's going to wind up with me.
Vince, thank you so much for your time. We'll keep in touch. Vince Ousley, Libertarian, running for sheriff in Hidalgo County, and we continue our series of Meet the Candidates on 710 KURV.